There are actually a lot of options when working with strokes. So when we're working with a stroke, it's good to go Window, down, and open up the stroke palette. Once you have the stroke palette open, I'd come over here if it's not visible already, and click on this upper right hand corner icon and hit Show Options. Alright, the first task we're going to try to do is create a circle and match the stroke. So I'm going to come up here in the upper right hand corner, click and drag. I'm going to try, holding shift, I'm going to try to match this. So there's 3 different ways I can do this. I can try to match it from the outside. I can try to match it from, let's come over here, say the inside right here, or I can try to match it from the very inside. So we've got the inside, the outside, the middle, and the inside. That's kind of what we're looking at. So let's try going from the inside first. So I'm going to choose this. Over here on the left-hand side in my Tools palette, you can see that it's a fill, and that's this solid square right here. This one back here, if you click on it, this is my stroke, and I can just hit this little icon in the upper right-hand corner, this curved line with the 2 arrows, and that's going to flip the stroke and the fill. So now I have an object, a circle, with a stroke. Now I can increase the weight of this stroke, and by default it increases that weight from the middle. If I want to change where it's putting it from, I can go down here to Align Stroke, and I can choose the outside. So I'm going to choose the outside, and I can increase this until it matches right there. Alright, let's try again. So I'm going to take a circle again. I'm going to try to line it up in the middle here, and I'm moving this around holding the space bar again. So I lined it in the middle here, and you'll notice it automatically threw that stroke on there that I already had, 10 pixels or 10 points, and it put it from the inside again. Once again, I can move that to the outside, I can move it to the middle or the inside, and I can move it to the middle right there. Okay, let's do it one more time. Let's come down here. We'll draw a circle. We're going to go from the outside of that circle this time. Going to match it up to the outside. Then I'm going to come in here and put the align stroke to inside. That's going to move it there. Now, if it's not quite lining up, I can go back to my direct select or the black arrow, and I can use the arrow keys to move that around. And that will help me align those here. So I've got my 3 circles, kind of each one using an outside, middle, or inside stroke. All right, coming over here, let's play around with these. So we've got these shapes already created for us, so we don't have to create them, but let's play with these different options with the stroke. So this one here, the objective up there is to get these rounded caps and this rounded corner. So if I select this, come over to my stroke palette, I can go to the corner and I can click the round join, and that's going to give that the corner right there to be rounded. I can also go up to the top where it's the cap, and I can choose round cap, and it's going to put those rounded caps on there, matching the outline in the background. I can also come down here to the second one, and this one doesn't have rounded caps, but it has a straight corner, or a bevel join is what it's called. So I'm going to click it there, and it's going to cut off that top part of that joint. The last one down here might not show up on my screen for some reason. It's kind of having some issues. But if we grab this and go over to Profile at the bottom of this stroke palette, I can click it and it will give me some options. Now you should be able to see these options. My computer's kind of being a little weird, but it's going to show you different profiles for the different strokes. So let's choose the second one right here, and you'll notice, hey, it's got this little thing here. That's not the one I want. Let's try the third one. That's a little bit stranger. This is the one we want right here. So we've got it, and it's width profile number 3. It's actually changing the width of the line at different points of that line. All right, let's show you another one. So up here on the top right, we're going to use the same thing. We're going to come select this path, and I think it's the 5th one down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'll notice that it's got this profile and it's going thick to thin. Over the right-hand side, we can flip along, and it's going to flip it one way or the other. I just want it this way right now. So that works. So those are profiles. So we have some default profiles that we can work with. The next one here is a dashed line. We can select this. Up here we can click dashed line, And then we can choose the points between those lines, or how wide that line is. So the first one is the dash, and let's go 5, and you'll notice those become smaller. The one that I did was about 13. The gap is then how far apart each dash is, so we can put 5, and then it would be 13 again. And so you can change this dashed line to the way you want it to look. Finally, this one is not going to be on the stroke palette, but it allows you to manipulate the stroke. We've got actually a width tool. So we're going to select this line, and then we're going to go up to the width tool itself. It's this little object here. Once we have the width tool selected, we can come down. We can select a portion of this line and click and drag. It's actually going to increase the width of that line at that point or decrease it. So we're going to increase it here and then come down a little bit further about where this neck is. It looks like a bottle on its side. Click another one and then decrease it like so. And we can kind of play around with the thickness of our line or our stroke using the width tool. I'm now going to close this stroke palette since I'm done with it.